In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 military powers in 2022. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. The Global Firepower Index, an annual statistics-based website that tracks defense-related information from 140 countries, recently released a list of the strongest military forces in terms of rank. The platform looks at 50 factors to figure out how each country's military is doing. Two of the most powerful military powers in the world, Russia and NATO, are staring at each other over the borders of Ukraine following Moscow's invasion of the country that has the world standing on edge. Pictures of bombarded buildings, crowds huddling in shelters, caravans of refugees running for safety, flashes of explosions at night, and wounded people in despair are now a daily fixture on television screens. At the same time, footage of Russian tanks rolling into Kiev brings back to elders many memories of times they would like to forget. There is a lot of military power in the world again. For a long time, people thought that military power, or hard power, was the most important source of a state's power. However, at the end of the Cold War, economic power took over. This is why. People thought that wars were a thing of the past because of a common story about the end of history, as well as a decrease in armed engagements. Senior Policy Fellow of the European Council on Foreign Relations Ulrike Frank says that military power is back, but not as much as it used to be. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Western Europeans have started to think about military conflict again. This includes conflict between great powers. Greece is supported by Grecian delight. In the last 2 decades, the cost of the world's military has gone up a lot. The Stockholm International Peace Research Institute says that last year, the amount of money spent on war and peace reached almost $2 trillion. The US spent an estimated 39% of this money on the military alone. Looking at the world's most powerful military forces, one sees that the two main rivals are the same as they were during the Cold War. China has emerged as a third player, but its geopolitical intentions aren't clear. It is important to point out that a 0.000 rating is the best score for military strength. However, this score is thought to be impossible to reach. It's time to check out the top 10 most powerful military countries in the world, so scroll down to see them. In the Global Firepower 2022, the top 10 most powerful militaries in the world we will tell you in this video. Number 10. Turkey. Turkey is ranked 10th out of 142 countries considered for the annual Global Financial Position Review in 2022. A score of 0.1961 has been assigned to it by PwrIndx*. A score of 0.0000 is considered perfect. The Turkish military has attempted to establish itself as a major military force in a wide range of areas, including Northeast Europe, the Eastern Mediterranean, Asia Minor, and North Africa, over the last few years. Turkey, a prominent member of NATO, has an army of 355,200 men and women and a budget of only $11 billion, despite its size. Despite this, it has 4,378 tanks in its arsenal, as well as 26 warships and 12 submarines at sea. It has a total of 310 aircraft in its air force. Number 9. United Kingdom. On April 1, 2021, the British Armed Forces had a total strength of 153,290 regulars and Gurkhas from across the United Kingdom, 37420 volunteer reserves from across the world, and 8,170 other personnel from across the world. This results in a total of 198,880 UK service personnel in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. When it comes to military power, the once dominant British Empire is no longer dominant in Europe or the rest of the world. Despite this, it continues to maintain a significant military force. The United Kingdom has a budget of $61.5 billion and 138,500 men and women serving in the armed forces, as well as 225 military planes and helicopters. On the ground, the United Kingdom has 227 battle tanks at its disposal. 2 aircraft carriers and 30 warships are stationed in the ocean, along with 11 nuclear submarines. Number 8. Italy. Italy, another maritime power in the Mediterranean, has 2 aircraft carriers and 16 warships at its disposal. It has a military budget of $29.3 billion and a force of 165,500 service members, and it operates 241 combat-capable aircraft in the air. The country of Italy has not been involved in major conflicts since World War II, when it allied with the Third Reich while operating under a fascist regime. Number 7. France. France, with a military budget of $55 billion and a force of 20,700 men and women, is the most powerful military force in the European Union, and it is actively involved in the defense of the Union. France's naval fleet, which consists of 1 aircraft carrier, 27 warships, and 8 nuclear submarines, is the most powerful in the Mediterranean. 2 years ago, France dispatched warships to the Cyprus Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ, in order to protect a research vessel of French interest from the Turkish Navy, which was harassing it. Number 6. South Korea. There are 600,000 soldiers in South Korea's armed forces, and the country has a $40.4 billion military budget. 321 battle tanks are stationed on the ground, and 35 naval vessels are deployed at sea. The country does not possess nuclear weapons, despite its proximity to the unpredictable North Korea. A total of 595 aircraft are assigned to the Air Force. Number 5. Japan. Japan, which was a member of the Axis powers during World War II, has been absent from major conflicts in recent decades. Japan's current budget is $49.7 billion, and the country's armed forces are 247,000 men and women. It has 580 tanks on the ground and 2 aircraft carriers, 47 warships, and 22 submarines at sea, in addition to its ground forces. It has 606 warplanes on the ground and in the air. Number 4. India. Many people believe that India is a minor military power, let alone one that ranks 4th in terms of military strength. Nonetheless, a national defense budget of $64 billion is reasonable for a country with a population of over 1.4 billion people, similar to China. They have 1.555 million troops on the ground, 4,740 battle tanks, 1 aircraft carrier, 35 battleships, 14 nuclear submarines, 841 planes, and 150 nuclear weapons, to name a few of their military assets. Number 3. China. China is officially known as the People's Republic of China. The unpredictable rising power in the East is the world's 3rd largest military power, and it has not been involved in major armed conflicts in recent decades. China is the world's 3rd largest military power. Naturally, a country with a population of over 1.4 billion people would have a significant military presence, with a current budget of $193 billion and a fighting force of 2,185 million men and women. China has 5,651 tanks, 2 aircraft carriers, 133 Navy vessels, 12 nuclear submarines, 1093 military aircraft, and 290 nuclear weapons, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. Number 2. Russia. After World War II, the Communist Soviet Union was, without a doubt, the United States' most formidable adversary. In spite of the fact that Russia is now a capitalist state, it retains the military might of the former Red Empire. Russia currently has a 1 million-strong army with a $43.2 billion budget, which is composed of both men and women. However, it only has 1 aircraft carrier, despite having twice as many tanks as the United States, 13830, and approximately the same number of nuclear weapons, 6,500. In addition, it possesses 70 warships, 28 nuclear submarines, and 1379 fighter aircraft. Number 1. Country, United States. It has a large number of stars on it as a symbol of strength in the military. Because of its military presence in a large portion of the world, the United States remains prominent, despite the fact that it suffered significant losses in Afghanistan. The United States Armed Forces are still the most powerful in the world, thanks to their extensive network of military bases throughout the globe. In the armed forces, there are 1388000 personnel, and a budget of $738 billion, as well as 6,125 nuclear weapons. In the armed forces, there are 11 aircraft carriers, 68 nuclear submarines, 3,761 military aircraft, and 867 helicopters, 6,209 tanks, and 113 warships. What do you think about our list? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.